Welcome to the Pro Cheerleading Podcast, hosted by Mhkeeba
and Brittany, two former NFL cheerleaders discussing hot topics in the pro cheerleading industry
and revealing the truth behind the Poms.
Season 3 in the house. Here we go.
Let's do it.
What's this episode called and why?
Click, click, click. I can't even tell you how much I used to love that song. Those were the good Kanye days.
It's classic.
But everybody pretty much has already picked their clique, meaning their 2019-2020 squad in the NFL. And so we are about to break it all the way down to the compound of who they picked, how they got there, because it's been audition season since March. Like full-blown, 2 months plus one, because there are a few teams still doing it.
True. And some teams even started their like prep classes and stuff at the beginning of the year.
Crazy.
So
this is a long time coming for some. This has been a dream that they've had for years and years and years. It's finally coming to fruition. And so these teams have their clique.
But first, some cheer chat.
Yes. Did you miss us, guys? We missed you. I know we did a bonus episode, but we feel like we're virgins all over. Why do I always have a sexual reference?
That's fine. That's fine.
I feel like we're podcast virgins again because we have so much like nerves and anxiety built up for, in a good way, for launching each season. Took a few week break this time. I think it was longer than last time, so we missed you. And
thanks for hanging in there, though.
Yeah, and putting up with our countdown because we want to make sure you're caught up on each episode from season 2. We have a lot of new listeners, a lot of people reaching out, and Cheer Chat, I just totally cut you off. What's our Cheer Chat about?
Did you cut me off? I wasn't saying anything.
You was like, first Cheer Chat, and I'm like,
no, that's great.
Okay.
So yeah, people missed us, and you asked on Instagram about maybe what we could talk about in this new season, and so many people reached out. It was really cool because one of our first posts, if you scroll all the way down from October, we did a Q&A, and I think it has like 1 or 2 likes and 0 responses. So just to kind of, yeah, now we have quite a few, and so we just kind of wanted to outline those for you guys, and maybe we'll cover them in a full episode, or maybe they'll just be kind of covered in a cheer chat. So we might be answering your questions, but we're very about like privacy, and so we're not going to name off who gave us the idea. Yeah, so you guys feel comfortable suggesting things in the future.
Exactly. Or if you want credit because it's such a good ass idea, then you can definitely say I don't mind being shouted out. And shout out to people who have been using our hotline bling. That has been a form of communication. We still do not have that damn number memorized, otherwise we drop it, but it's in our bio on Instagram. We also have some exciting developments that we should mention before we hop up into the topics.
Okay.
You guys, our website is almost done.
It's so cool. And we've come up with so many cool ideas in terms of merchandise and stuff that I think you guys are really going to like. So keep your eyes peeled, and we'll definitely launch that as soon as we can find photos we like.
Exactly, which the struggle is real. But we are so pumped to share that with you, and that will also have an interactive component to it so you guys can get in touch with us that way. But there is a hotline bling, Instagram, still hardly anybody on Twitter except a few people, but that's okay. But however you want to reach out to us, email. We've gotten emails come through to procheerleadingpodcast@gmail.com. So
all of it's great. Keep it coming.
We love hearing from you.
On the hotline bling, I was thinking,
yes,
we should get it memorized.
We should.
And like give it to creepers when we're out. So then then we can like listen to their voicemails. I can change it, and it could just be like, hey, thanks for calling. Leave a message.
Oh, so when you don't want to give your phone number out, that would be our backup number?
Yeah, and then we can potentially play some very interesting voicemails that will be left.
Little do they know they become part of our podcast. That would be kind of hilarious. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's a little sample. We'll just see what happens. But
change it up.
Here's our topics that we've gotten from our listeners. Do you want to go first?
Sure. One of my favorite ones is we had mentioned in the past, like some of the teams over the last year are kind of closing out the season in 2018. They were like revamping or revisiting their uniforms. And so we think we need one of our pedestrian crew members, Sunrose, to come on.
Ultimate fashionista that ever was.
Yes. So we want her to come on, and maybe we can analyze some of the new uniforms or the directions that they're going or their current ones, because some are pretty interesting.
Yes. That episode's happening.
It is
Let's
happening.
make that happen, season 3. That's definitely full episode worthy. You guys will just have to bear with us and knowing that there are going to be links to some pictures since there won't be a visual. But, oh yeah, we're doing that.
That one sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, one of our listeners mentioned an episode about cheerleader relationship challenges once you start getting exposure and how that impacts your love life.
That one's good.
That's a juicy one.
Yeah, just because, even being on the team, it's such a time commitment, and usually you have another job or two. And so even like family relationships, having to turn down like vacations and trips.
Having kids.
True.
Which I have two. It definitely is a lot to manage, and you feel like you're being pulled in a million different directions. Brittany kindly pointed out that it's been, I don't know how many years since I've been in a relationship, which is just a coincidence, you know? I mean,
to each their own.
Yeah.
Nobody's required to like follow this, find a guy or a girl, you fall in love, you date,
Right.
you get married. Like, who's to say that's the right path? I just kind of noticed. I was like, wow, I've known her for like almost 10 years and she's just she hasn't found the right one. Come on, guys, step up your game. That's an episode we should do. Come on. We've talked about this.
How
where
to
it's
date
like,
an NFL cheerleader or
just
an
a
NBA
woman.
dancer. Well, yeah, that too.
Oh, sorry. Just a woman.
But it's true, though. There people get intimidated. They don't know how to approach us. It's like, that's what really has impacted my love life, I'd say, more than anything. Not that this is the episode for that. Keep it short, girl.
Yeah.
Edit that out. Why am I talking about my love life?
Let's not give them all of the details.
We will
of that
follow
episode.
up with that. But there are impacts to your relationships as well as your love life. I think that's a really dope episode idea, so we will cover it. And I will not be just offering up all my shit. If you guys want to bring up your stuff or just let us know how it's impacted you or things you want us to cover on that topic, definitely reach out.
Yeah.
What's your
Okay.
next
Oh,
one?
that's right. My turn. We've got quite a few questions about like dance training, and me and Mhkeeba have both been very open that we didn't really have a strong background in like technique and like a formal dance training. So some people were asking about like how we navigated that, or how to like pick up choreography quicker, and just kind of how did we even survive the seasons that we were on the team without a formal dance training. So we'll definitely cover that.
Yeah, and it's possible, guys. I mean, I think you have to put some work in, the extra work, seeking out extra help at times, but we'll give our little secrets as to how we did it.
Like, I didn't know that you used to do your double turn with your eyes closed. And you
Oh
told
my
me that
God.
the other night. And I was like, wait, what? So you were like, yeah, I just would close my eyes and hope for the best. And
Literally, that's what the dance teacher that I decided to approach after class one day, because I just wasn't getting enough attention in my view. I needed more one-on-one help, but set up a private with her, and basically she was like, holy crap. She was like, I don't know how you do it. She said, but you like spot, and then you close your eyes during the actual turn and open up, up again at the end of the turn. Don't ask. I'm weird, and clearly
we'll cover
she
it.
helped fix me. Because,
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll cover that one too. Let's see. Another listener mentioned just navigating, being recognized in public. Like, once you're on the team, like, what do you expect? And that might be like now you've made the team rookie year. What do you expect? Like, what
should you be
doing? Like, how to go about being in public. Just some of those things. So maybe we'll cover that on that episode.
Cool. And then someone also asked about like the fitness regime, like leading up to auditions, which is true because like everyone shows up and they look bomb, but how did they get there?
Yeah.
Or, some people, we've seen amazing transformations on Instagram. Like people, I really want to go for this year. And they posted like before and afters. And I'm not sure, I haven't like specifically followed if like they've made the team, but just that preparation. I hate to say it, but I felt like right after auditions happened, if I didn't make the team, it was kind of like hit the ground running. Okay, next year's my year. And I did that about like 3 or 4 times before it actually happened.
But it is actually beyond a commitment of just when audition workshops roll around. That's for sure. You have to be, think about it. Audition workshops are like typically at the beginning of the year. You've had the holidays right before that. So if you're not mindful of your fitness and everything, it's kind of, you might have done a lot of, not damage per se, but you just have to be mindful of it and probably be working towards it long before you get to the audition season.
And that's like advice you should probably carry in your life, because like I know now that I've stopped dancing and got married and just like eat pizza every night, like I've noticed a change, but I think it needs to be like a daily reminder, like I have goals beyond this pizza I'm going to eat myself.
Right.
You know? Just things like that.
Because it's all those little small decisions that will
Add
up to a big old fat ass. No, I'm just kidding. But that's a good point. And just if we all can kind of share what's worked for us and how to be mindful of it. I mean, there are plenty of apps nowadays of reminding you to drink water and count calories and all that stuff that I don't enjoy and I'm glad I don't have to do anymore. But we can definitely share all that information out in an episode. And I think maybe, again, this can kind of fall into what we cover when you make the team, but just there's a lot of self-care maintenance while you're on the team, whether it's covered by a sponsorship or not. You have to kind of take care of yourself and your appearance and like the stress. I mean, I know we've seen girls that have gone through like major acne breakouts because they're sweating with makeup on for the first time or the stress of everything. So a lot comes at you at one time and you have to take care of yourself. You might not be getting as much sleep as you're used to, so just kind of like a self-care episode.
Use your resources, like our last 2 seasons or whatever, we had the sponsorship of Urban Float. I hated that because I got bored floating there just for like an hour, but just saying like find whatever works for you and embrace that.
Stay balanced and do some self-care. Anything else?
That's all I wrote down.
Well, keep them coming. It's never too late to submit an idea. We have a very exciting season planned, a very exciting episode planned. So, okay, let's just talk about what we're doing. 26 teams. We split up between the 2 of us. We're breaking down the auditions process. I mean, we get it. There's prelims, there's semifinals, and then there's finals. And everybody does finals a little differently. But we're calling out how they got there, any interesting information about their clique that they picked. Who's up first?
I'll go.
Okay.
Okay, I got the Arizona Cardinals, and so all of their auditions seemed like they were closed. I'm like looking at Mhkeeba like, right? Mhkeeba is a research queen, and I'm kind of like, fake it till you make it, fly by the seat of your pants, whatever. But I do care, and so here you go. I thought it was cool that it looked like final auditions was actually in the stadium.
Yeah, I noticed that. In the stadium, not the practice facility kind of thing.
Yeah, it looked like the stadium was in the background.
Oh,
so
nice.
There might have been some kind of platform. Maybe the judges were actually sitting in the seats.
Oh,
I noticed some other teams did that too.
Yeah, the Lions did too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they would look like they were kind of on like a platform halfway up. I'm trying to describe it. People probably haven't. Not everybody's been to CenturyLink, but we used to have, like, kind of the fan deck, I would say.
Got you.
But anyways, it looked like it was kind of halfway up the stadium. I hate that stadium for many reasons.
The not so good Super Bowl that happened there.
Yes. Let's see here. Oh, I thought it was kind of interesting. You would learn 2 dances for prelims. Basically, you'd show up and they would teach you. And then they would tack on a 3rd for finals, plus an interview in there. But you noticed a trend, first off, that they're starting to do this, like, video reveal of who made the team. And you can talk about the team who kind of did it the best, which I bet you guys could guess. But they also had a video. It was cool because it was just in motion. It's not just, like, photos or 2019 roster, but a video of the girls, like, here's Alexis, here's Amanda kind of thing. And we noticed that their Pro Bowl cheerleader, Brittany, was teaching a lot. I didn't see if she, like, re-auditioned, but it sounded like she was kind of, like, getting married and things. So maybe she decided to retire.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of the Pro Bowl cheerleaders were planning retirement after doing it for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like somebody was a 9-year. I feel like
that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, cool.
And their current director was Arizona Cardinals cheerleader back in the day, so it's kind of cool, like full circle. That's it. Any questions? And
this is just us just going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like the dish on what we found. So.
True. That's it.
And it's not going to be alphabetical, so you just got to buckle up and listen out for your team.
Yeah.
We split it up in half, and here's mine.
Okay. Who do you got?
I have the Rams.
Okay.
So, I mean, I had to think about it. Like, this is L.A., and of course they get the most talented base of dancers. Okay, so everybody knows the Jonas Brothers Sucker song, which perfect audition type of dance, but they taught a routine to that, and I think they used that through their auditions process. But they had 2 workshops, and they treated them like a mock audition. So they did across the floor numbers and then that dance routine. But I liked in listening to the videos, they were just saying, like, they're introducing you to the Rams culture from the gate, from the minute you walk in the door. It's very inclusive and welcoming. You could just feel it. The vibe was very, very positive. I think it seemed like a very positive experience for everybody. They shared a video of 2 contestants that went through the audition. One woman that was named Princess, she was in a wheelchair. And she just, I think, always wanted to do it. And there was someone named Chance, little person, I don't know more. They just gave their names. But they both wanted to do the audition. and they made a bunch of friends, and just kind of really inspiring because they just went for it. And I think that vibe and culture of inclusiveness will get people like that who are living out their dreams. And the guy was like, if I don't make it through, that's okay. I'm just happy I'm here. It was just one of those. It was really cool. And then let's see. So the across the floor combination really just emphasizes, obviously, how important technique is. But this is what was so crazy.
Uh-oh. What?
So they do the across the floor combination in groups of 2.
Yeah.
Right? And so you do your little across the floor, and the director, the choreographer, everybody's just sitting right there looking at you. And they basically, it's an instant cut. So they basically will tell.
Oh, sick. That's LA for you.
Oh my gosh. They send somebody over to like tell who to stay and who to go. I was just like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And then everybody's there too. So you just are dancing, and then it's just like you instantly get the boot. Or it's not like, oh, we'll deliberate and put your numbers up. It's like, no, right away. So what would you going to say?
That would be a little harsh.
I forget how they even said it in the video. It was kind of like, so if we don't come up to you and say that, then that's basically goodbye.
No, thank you.
Have a good afternoon, I think
Right?
is what they said.
I was going to say, like, what if the person that was, like, walking up and saying yes or no, like, did it wrong? How awkward would that
like
be?
In a Steve Harvey moment?
Yeah, and they'd be like, what are you doing? Like, we wanted her, not him. And then you have to reverse it. Anyways.
Nightmare. Oh,
Nightmare.
gosh. But anyway, I thought that was kind of crazy. And in the interview round that they had, they wanted to really get your speaking ability and how you represent yourselves. And they really emphasized that it's the most critical part of their process because everybody's a good dancer. So they're like, we really need good personalities and things that people that can really resonate with our fan base. And so I don't know what they asked them about in that process, but it was just kind of like they really wanted to know who you are outside of your resume, which I thought was really cool that they care, because if you can get the most talented dancers, why don't you just get them? But they want the whole package. And then their finals, oh my gosh, in the clip, I'm sorry.
Yours is so much better than mine. I'm like, they picked 32 girls and...
No,
anyways, what happened?
So in the video about the rehearsal, their director, she was just like was giving them a pep talk or a speech, but she wasn't yelling. She was just kind of like, these rehearsals are 3.5 hours. She was like, you can't look tired. She was like, you really have to get your stamina together.
Is that you yelling? I'm just kidding.
But she said it so like intently, like, no, I don't want to see you looking tired. Like, it's 3.5 hours. That's a game. You really have to get your stamina going because I don't want to see it on your faces. So imagine all these final rehearsal practices is, guess what I'm getting at, where you're going after work and you're having to devote so much time to get ready for the finals performance.
How long did they have for that? Like, was it like a 2-week thing? Like
2-week process, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so 2 weeks, and you have to be on your A game and on that entire time. Like, those rehearsals are still part of the audition, so you can't look tired, you can't look winded, you have to look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and perky. And she was basically saying that's the expectation. Like, I don't want to see that you're tired. So
right, and people might have cut themselves within that because maybe they did look tired, or maybe attitude started showing up, like they're not hangry, they're just like super tired and frustrated.
Or going through stuff in their personal lives, work-wise.
Right,
yeah.
So that's tough. But I mean, I could do it.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? You really got to separate it.
Yeah, you definitely
survive.
have to just think the minute you're around anybody from the organization, you're on. That on button
I'm
going
to say that right now. I did see so many like finals gallery or like auditions galleries. Some of them looked way too casual for my liking. Like there was girls laying on the ground with like their feet up on the wall and sipping Starbucks and stuff. Okay, I'm not trying to be like a tyrant, but that doesn't look very cute to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more
It's
casual
a long
these days.
day.
But it's kind of like wait till you get to your car to breathe.
Gotcha.
You know?
Oh. You are a little tyrant.
Maybe.
No, but it's true. It's such a long day, and they say bring snacks, bring this, bring that. But I mean, and when you think about the deliberation process too, where you're waiting forever and ever and ever, that's probably when
Then
they're
you can
snapping
eat.
pictures.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, maybe.
Those photographers. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But anyway, they did their finals routine. They didn't use pom-poms. They had 3 routines.
Oh, gosh.
One hip-hop routine, one that showed technique, and one that just kind of illustrated their
personality, maybe.
Angles and like their style or something like that. This was Napoleon talking. He's just so cute. I just can't. So, of course, Napoleon and Quentin made it back. And no other guys.
Oh, no guys made it?
No other guys made it. But
they were at
two.
auditions, though.
I didn't see in the gallery. At the workshops, I saw pictures of other guys, but I don't know that in the process. I think it was just those 2.
Got it. Awesome.
Well, I mean, belts all over the freaking place. We're acting all formal. I'll talk.
True.
I'll be talking during yours
Okay.
because I talk too much.
True.
But what's yours? You have another
Okay,
one.
so next I have Atlanta Falcons. So actually, shout out to Michelle. She made it this year, and she was a former teammate of ours.
Yes.
So that's super exciting. One of the things that I really liked about it is that they filmed the reactions of them telling the girls that they made it,
that
and they
was
put it
really
all on
sweet.
Instagram.
That was really sweet.
Yeah, I think they only did it for like the rookies.
That
yeah.
looked like it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was really cute, and some girls like just started bawling, and I could only imagine like I would probably be like, "Wow, thank you for this opportunity." Like I don't know. I would probably be like, "Can I react?"
Yeah.
Wow, I must
Or
have...
should I wait to react until I get
Yeah.
somewhere, or can I scream in your face because we're this close to each
Yeah.
other? Yeah. No.
But it was really cute. Like I
thought
watched
that was
all of them
adorable.
like multiple times just cuz they were so fun.
Aww.
And so then on their website, I was a little shocked because they were very forward and put their pay on there. And
Oh.
I was like, oh, just kind of seeing that they pay $160 for games, $25 for rehearsals, and then promo appearances are at the discretion of the director. And I was kind of like, wah, wah. Like, just because we've talked about pay,
Yeah.
it's not like you have to keep it private. If anything, it could be like, you can't complain because we were very upfront. But I was a little bit shocked at those numbers.
How much do they pay for a game?
$160.
And we know the game day's like good old 8 hours.
8 hours. I'm like, do the math, thinking all hard.
I know. I'm like,
It's $20 an hour, right?
Right.
Okay.
It just doesn't sound like a lot. But
No.
But maybe their rehearsals aren't very long, so
Mm-hmm.
then getting $25 for a rehearsal's not bad.
And we did have someone, our friend KL, she was on the Atlanta Falcons. I remember her telling me one of the teams she cheered for, basically they sent you, maybe it was the Broncos, but they sent you all of the choreography ahead of time. So it was kind of like being a teacher, you know, you have to do your homework and study and whatever before you show up to rehearsals. So maybe rehearsals aren't that long.
Because they're just setting stuff.
Right.
That'd be a very efficient use of time, I would say. And, you know, maybe down south, those numbers go very far, too. Interesting.
Yeah, and
I'm
just like
hoping that-
minimum wage from state to state varies, like we've noticed. But I just thought that was kind of interesting.
But they put it out there on Front Street. So.
Right. And then another thing to note is there's 36 ladies on the team, but no guys. There was some guys coming through auditions.
Okay.
And I just want to point out that he was kind of going up against someone else that was like fantastic. She had a center leap that was
I remember
like,
this. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a little video on Instagram actually. So they're obviously doing like across the floors. I don't know if that was part of their audition process. I'm sure it was. And there was a guy going with her. And I mean, I would flounder behind this girl. But we just kind of want to point out that we're noticing a lot more guys showing up at auditions, but we feel like they're not of the quality per se of Quentin. I almost said Quentin and Simone. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Quentin's my son and Simone's my daughter. So I find
Yeah.
I trip over Quentin.
They're just like, you know, pairs, but like Quentin and Napoleon. They are very handsome and very technically trained.
with great bodies.
With
Not
great
that I'm
bodies.
looking, but yes.
No, but yeah,
Yeah.
they're the full package,
Right.
just like the girls are expected to.
Right.
You know, and I'm not trying to like overanalyze that guy because it takes a lot of guts to show up, and there's probably plenty of girls who are at his level as well, but we just kind of noticed that it wasn't of the quality.
I had an observation in my group
Okay.
of people as well,
Okay.
so I might as well mention it now. But you're so right. I watched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers final audition show that they had available online, and they had one male contestant in the whole process. Then he made the team, and congrats to him. I was excited. You know, everybody's making history with their teams by having guys. But I was watching the kick line that they have as part of their finals process, and his kicks were nowhere close to as high as the other girls. He has an awesome toe touch, and I think he pointed his toes for that. I didn't get the "you are a phenomenal dancer" vibe from his performance, and great smile, great energy, and maybe they're looking at potential, but I was actually kind of like pissed for people who probably had better all-around technique and so forth, because if it's people are doing it for a trend, if teams are selecting males as a trend and aren't really taking into account the hard work and preparation that goes into it, like I would expect all guys who are interested in going to an audition to be at these audition workshops and clinics and working just as hard on their appearance and their full package that all the girls are expected to.
Absolutely.
And it seems like some of them are not necessarily meeting the mark, but they're making the teams. And
That's a little frustrating because maybe that was a spot from a girl who has auditioned 3 times now. She's totally improved, and they decided to overlook that, like you said, to maybe follow a trend.
right.
And we don't know, but
And
it's definitely, you're standing out too because you are going against the grain, so we're going to analyze you even harder. Sorry.
Right. I mean, it kind of should be...
All eyes are on you, so come and show up.
And that scrutiny is warranted just because it's expected of us, so it should be expected across the board. I remember in our We Them Boys episode, the guys were even saying that, like, if you guys are expected to have these amazing bodies and look great, like, then they should be...
Too.
The guys should be too. So, yes, they should be pointing their toes. Yes, their kicks should be touching their heads, dang near. I mean, when you watch Quentin Napoleon and don't have as many videos of Jesse dancing, so I don't mean to leave him out of last season, but it should definitely be a very high caliber quality for dance.
Absolutely.
Listen to me talking this shit like I'm some trained dance professional, but you know what I mean. It should be fair.
Yeah.
All
what
right.
you got, Mhkeeba?
Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
So they're
Victoria's Secret models of the NFL.
Seriously, they're so gorgeous. So their process took place in April, and they are basically retooling like how they're going to be presenting the girls because everything says auditions in progress and roster in progress, so the pictures aren't up yet.
Okay.
But I found out that what they do, the team that they select ends up going on a cruise, a Caribbean cruise.
What?
They do a whole photo shoot that's used throughout the year and on their website, et cetera, et cetera. So they're going on a cruise, and that's probably why everything's like TBD. They're going to be stopping in Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, Mexico, and the Bahamas.
So cool.
So great.
Great.
Great. Good job, girls.
Can we come cover that as the podcast, you know?
Yeah, seriously.
Just invite ourselves. Could you imagine if you were on that cruise?
Yeah.
What if this was like your honeymoon cruise?
And you got freaking 36
NFL cheerleaders.
I'd be pissed.
I'd be like, great, now I can't eat. I can't, be naked around them. And your new husband's going to be like, ugh.
Oh my gosh. That would be, catch your husband out on a deck watching a photo shoot. You have to whack him over the edge. No, I'm kidding. Oh, which makes me think, this is a positive episode, I'm sorry, but remember when we were in D.C. and that news story came out about the Dolphins cheerleader that broke into her?
Oh, yeah. That was supposed to be like a cheer chat a long time ago.
I know. That's why we need that love episode, because people going cray-cray over their ex. But basically, there unfortunately was a cheerleader from their team that was arrested because she, I guess, her ex had moved along and was on a date, some candlelit dinner.
Yeah, she threw the candles on him, trying to burn him with the wax.
Yeah, threw plates, she broke in, and anyway.
I do the same. Just though I haven't been caught, so I haven't needed to do that.
Oh my gosh. So unfortunate. Like, there's so much at stake, and I don't know what happened to the girl, but I'm hoping from a legal perspective she got things straightened out, doing some community service somewhere or something, but you can't just break and enter and assault people with lit candles. We should talk about love and how to not go ham.
Crazy.
And be that person. Anyway, back to auditions. So I think their process also emphasizes how important it is to pick up choreography quickly, because they taught choreography at 9 a.m. and then you performed it at 10.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I just vomit thinking about it. And just the importance of going to prep classes, because the way they structured it is if you went to the prep classes, they actually taught you that choreography that you learned at 9 a.m.
Oh,
there
heck
was
yeah,
one
I'd be
class,
there then.
Yeah, so it was taught at a clinic, and they, had a registration open for people to take the choreography class. So if you didn't do it, missed opportunity. Importance of doing research and going to the website and understanding what the process is like well in advance so that you can plan, because obviously those prep workshops might sell out. So missed opportunity if you need some more time to pick up choreography, practice it, etc. They did offer that. So, and then if you pre-registered, why am I getting excited about registration? But if you also pre-registered for the auditions, not free, but if you pre-registered, you got the first set of like contestant numbers. You know how sometimes if you wouldn't be like number whatever at the end of the group.
Right, in the middle, forgotten,
You're one of the first few to go through. And you know how like when people line up hella early, like way the hell early, they'll tell you to get there at 9 and people are there at 7:30 with their
It wouldn't matter.
No, you get to go in first. So you cut the line. Like, you get in first, and you also go first in the first few groups. So I thought that was a big, fat-ass benefit that I would have been totally trying to take advantage of if I were them.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so they also performed in small groups in the first couple of rounds, and it just made me think of some of the other things that we've been talking about as we've been preparing for our third season. But just, when you do things in small groups, some people tend to, like, shrink or
retreat.
You don't really understand the importance of selling yourself in those situations, because that is very close to what auditions will look like in terms of small groups. And so really just you stand out, take over that group, because you don't know if you're going to be performing with next one person or in a group of 5. And if it's a small group and you're like in the back row off to the side, you got to figure out how to really draw that attention to you somehow. So anyway, that just made me think about that. And then they gave out VIP passes at this dance clinics as well. So if you could bypass a couple rounds. So
what?
Yeah.
Like it would be like, you're amazing, here's a VIP, or it was like raffle tickets.
No, VIP, like that's what they called it. But basically you got to pass because you were that dope. So
that's cool.
That is pretty cool. And then they had a boot camp. I see more and more boot camps. I don't know about you, Britt, but they have interviews and a week-long boot camp leading up to their finals. And they were open to the public at the stadium, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, they're on a cruise right now, I'm assuming, or getting ready to be. So hopefully we'll get to see who their clique is, because right now I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I'm so jealous.
Everybody's going to fabulous places.
I know.
Anyway, who do you have?
I have the Baltimore Ravens next.
Okay.
So they are co-ed, and I feel like they always have been, but they're the more classic cheer that people know. So they do have dancers and they have cheerleaders. The men are stunters, they toss baskets, and they help organize and do the pyramids. So again, it seemed like though the photos online, they definitely focused more on the dancer girls. I was like, where are the photos of the guys? But anyways, it seemed like probably for photographic reasons, the women shined and they only kind of focused on that.
Yeah.
But I did see some girls getting tossed or lifted or whatever it's called. That's not my background either. But they start hella early. So their auditions is the whole month of March.
I feel like they were one of the first few.
Yeah. And so those were one of the team that basically started their like prep classes in February.
Gosh.
So it's like Super Bowl happens, boom, you're in it. It's crazy.
I wonder what they're rushing for. Well, whatever.
Probably like organizing the guys and the girls and all of that stuff.
Yeah, because there's got to be a lot of chemistry and trust to some extent built up.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that stuff. No way.
Yeah.
I'm super tall, so I'm like way up there in the sky if you lift me.
Gosh.
But you know, kind of what we're talking about with the NBA, just like they already have stunting teams. Maybe they're kind of like the classic and now the new trend, because
I think you're right.
Yeah, because it's cool to see girls getting tossed up and lifted.
That's what you see at college games. Yeah, that's also one of the Tennessee Titans. Maybe we don't have to go in order. We just do what we want to do.
You have to listen to everything anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So the Tennessee Titans are going through their auditions process this weekend, actually.
Okay.
And they have specific roles. They call them job descriptions for dancers, stunt bases, and stunt flyers. So I think they are incorporating more of like the variety show approach to game day. So they're going to have stunters as well as dancers.
That's super cool. I mean, that's more opportunities for male cheerleaders, because there kind of isn't a lot after high school, college.
Exactly.
Honestly. So that's really cool. More opportunities for people to get out there on the field. But their director, I saw an interview, he was stating how most teams have male cheerleaders, and he referenced like the flag runners and stuff, and I was kind of like, I know, I was like, I don't really consider them a cheerleader. That sounds mean, but
they're not.
Not for when we were on the team.
I'm sure those flags are heavy and you have to run really fast. And
but do they have auditions?
Haven't you
what are their auditions like?
Good point.
Here's a girl, throw over your shoulder and run. Like, I don't know.
No, but haven't you ever been at games? That gave me anxiety, honestly, when I've watched them. Like, because they run so fast and I can't tell how heavy it is. But I'm like, what if they just face plant and trip?
I've been smacked by those flags, too, okay? When they come whipping past, like, the tail end of that flag whacks you across the face. So I'm like, never mind. I have like a cut across my face now. Thanks.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. They're not cheerleaders though.
I know. I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, they start hella early, and they also have a physical within their audition process. I don't know what that is.
Whoa.
Yeah. Maybe it's kind of like a boot camp thing.
Maybe.
Because again, it probably shows your personality. Like, are you going to complain, or are you physically strong?
Yeah.
To just, push-ups and stuff.
Ugh.
Yours are way better. Continue. What do you got next?
What do I have next? I have the Vikings.
Okay.
Don't worry, my notes are not as long on this one. So I liked that in one of the video clips, I think it was one of the candidates auditioning, but she was describing what they always say that they're looking for, which I thought was super helpful. If you guys do your research and you're looking at videos, you're not just looking at pictures, but you're consuming all the content on their websites. But she said that they were looking for potential, not perfection. Like, they really wanted good ambassadors for the community and just well-rounded people and good teammates. So I think that just hearing things like that, I always found to be like encouraging. If you tell me what you want, especially if you go through the process and you're not selected, and you're like, well, damn, what are you looking for? You know what I mean? But sometimes they may tell you certain gems if you like listen to some videos or read articles. But I thought this was interesting, and again, it just speaks to stamina, because they had some videos of interviews that they did with some of the, how they always like ask a few people questions after
right.
But they had to have had it at the end of either a rehearsal or something, because these chicks sounded so dead tired.
No.
I just was like, and literally the woman was like, I auditioned with as much enthusiasm, and she just sounded so dead. And I was like,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it was one of those. And I was just like, you just have to show that energy and enthusiasm the whole entire time. Turn it up a notch. Don't be annoying like an Energizer bunny bouncing all over the place. But that was the one thing that came across my mind. It was just like, oh my God, they had to have done that after a full day or something. But
because the full long days are not ending at auditions. Like, there's more to come. So suck it up.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to practice everything you just learned until that late night practice and bring it back the next day or the next couple of days. So it's just building up that stamina. That's why it's a year-long commitment of working out.
Yeah, and mental stamina, too.
Yeah.
Just push through. You'll get in your car and you can cry or, rub your eyes then. But until then, you just got to flutter those.
Shake it off.
Yeah.
Chest out, chin up, and bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. And then they also I saw like small groups of 4 for their routines and kick lines. Mm-hmm. Kick lines freak me out for auditions. I just think it's so distracting when somebody screws up a kick line, to stay focused and continue to do what you do.
Well, side note, every year we audition, there was a kick line.
Yeah.
You would basically, your group would go out, do a kick line, then you would be asked to stand to the side, and then you would do the dance 2 by 2. I made it the year they removed the kick line.
Oh.
It's not because I did them just fine, but it did freak me out as well, and it probably showed.
Well, it's just...
linking up with vets.
And linking up with people who are gripping your... it's just such an uncomfortable... Like, that's something that maybe they go over when they teach it in terms of do's and don'ts, but people with bad habits, I don't think they break them just because they're going through an audition.
We never talked about that. What are some bad things people do in the kick line?
Push you down, like, both sides, like you're linked up, and they put their weight on top of your shoulders.
To get their kicks higher. They probably don't even know they're doing it. Some people, I think they did, but...
Well, either way, it does not feel good because they're pressing you down, and it just throws off your whole... Like, you're supposed to be using different parts of your body strength to get your kicks up, and you're not supposed to be hunching up your shoulders because you're taking on some extra weight. It's literally supposed to be a placement, and when people get tired, that's exactly what they do. That's what really happens. I think people get tired, and then they start pushing down on the people to support their little behinds.
Or the pom-poms in your face. It's like... Oh, hi, Mom and Dad. You can't even see me because both people on the side of me aren't putting their palms on the back of my,
Yeah,
Or you get the, few fingers sticking out, really clutching in, like eagle claws onto your shoulders.
Or they just screw up, which it happens to everybody, but it just throws everything off so bad.
And kick lines are so important because...
They are ruined when somebody messes up.
Yeah, because then that's the photo that somebody wants to submit.
I feel like that's what would definitely... rub our director the wrong way when we were dancing.
We would get talking to.
It was just a wash. If the kick line got screwed up somehow, I just think
the
it
whole
just brought down the whole
done.
Performance. Yeah. So I like that they're incorporating kick lines, but it's also like stressful.
Yeah.
Because people have nerves and then they screw up and it's this wobbly effect and you got to kind of keep it going, which takes a lot of practice. So the cool thing about the Vikings final auditions process is that they have their final auditions in the Mall of America, big fat open mall, which I just think is so cool because they have a stage that's built and it's just happening just like a normal Saturday, whatever, in the mall. That has to be the closest thing to a real game experience that there is because you just have regular people, not even fans, not people who are planning on seeing you there, and they can all like lean over the railing and watch this performance of a final audition. So I thought that was super cool.
Have you been to that mall?
No, I've never been.
There is so much going on there.
Really?
Like they have roller coaster ride. You would never know that there's like a final audition at the other end, but that is so cool. Could you imagine at least getting that opportunity as a finalist, even if you don't make the team?
Yeah,
that's so
I think
cool.
that I would get so much of an adrenaline rush from performing that way because I think everybody can agree all the prep that goes into stuff is cool and all, but you really just want to dance and perform and, show off. So it looked like they did solo performances along with like the final routine, and they selected 33 women, no men. There's your Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders.
Okay. I'm going to do 2 back-to-back because I have very little notes on them.
Okay.
So first I have the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
So they're called the Top Cats, and I don't know why I feel like they should wear top hats then.
Top cats wear top hats.
Like a little headband with a top hat to the side. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. That's disgusting, but don't like their name. Top cats?
It's just a mouthful.
Yeah.
I get the whole Panthers and what's the Lady Panther.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Anyways, so I wrote basic auditions. That's mean. But
Typical process.
typical process.
Yeah.
But they do interviews at the semi
Semi-round?
round, which I thought was interesting.
Okay.
So that's kind of good because then
Like, what if I really like this girl and I want to, I'm really
fight
rooting
for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought
Interesting.
that was kind of cool. And then just a side note, another former teammate of ours, Brandy, was on that team as well. So she was cheered with us in Seattle and then went to Carolina. So that's kind of cool. Next up is the Cincinnati Bengals. So their finals was open to the public, which was cool. You had to buy tickets to it. So it wasn't like at a
Free.
mall or something. The Pro Bowler Abby made it back.
Okay. She was so cute.
Yeah, she was. Oh, but then they're like, meet our roster. You'll have to show it. They were kind of wearing weird dresses.
Okay.
It's probably part of their outfit. Now I feel bad saying it, but it was just a side note.
Like part of their, it was all the same dress?
Yeah, they all wore the same dress, and it was
Okay.
like, it's just tiled pictures. Like, here's our squad,
Got
the
you.
roster. But they're wearing like an off-the-shoulder black dress with Poms, and that has a big B in the middle. I know, I was kind of
Oh.
like, okay,
Okay.
like, couldn't you just wear the uniform? But
That's
maybe that's part of
interesting.
their uniform or promo attire. I don't know.
And it's a dress.
It's a dress.
I have to see this. We'll link it below.
Okay, link it below. It's cute. I mean, to each their own.
Right.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh my gosh. Well, some of these are more. I have ones that are very short too.
Right.
You know me. I talk a lot. Blah blah blah, and I'll try to keep it pushing. Patriots.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
They had a very interesting audition process.
Yeah. So in the interview round, they have like the promotional team candidates. Like if you wanted
That's
to try
right.
out for both promotional team and the actual squad, you're kind of brought in at the. You'd have to go through everything if you wanted to do the dance, obviously. But if you wanted to just try out for the promotional squad, then you would come into the process around the interviews. But they had a final performance show. They had lots of celebrity guest judges and this and that.
Ooh,
It was just
like
very,
who? Tom Brady?
people in their community of, I mean, it's weird talking about Patriots or anything because, I've never really liked them, but obviously the cheerleaders it's fine. So I don't know who their special people are, but let's say this, it was you could just tell it was a production.
Okay.
Like, for the quality of the event. Mm-hmm. They had an opening number, they had a fitness round, which I don't know what they necessarily were doing in the fitness round. I don't know if that was like swimsuit attire or what.
Oh, that's a
and
good
then they
point,
had
yeah.
2 rounds of dance performances. So I thought it was really cool because there's a set of twins. If people follow certain choreographers on Instagram, Jojo Gomez, she does pretty dope choreography, but she always have these twins as her backup dancers, Savannah and Serena. And they made the team.
Yay!
So it's a set of twins on the Patriots, which I thought was really cool. And it looks like another set of sisters that are on the team. I thought that the workshops were pretty interesting. Okay, talk about well-rounded. They had, you learn a typical dance at a workshop, but they had a fitness session where they actually got like a boot camp workout. Then they had nutritional guidance because they actually have their own squad nutritionist. Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
Very nice.
Well, when you win so many Super Bowls, you can kind of have anything. Get your own swimming pool.
And then they had the interview and Q&A. So that was a little out of order, but I thought that was a lot of information that would be really helpful for people who are wanting to audition, to have a fitness person there talking to you about things you can do to get yourself in shape.
Side note, this is just a workshop?
Just a freaking workshop.
Freaking go there just for help.
Yeah. If you're ever in Boston, just hit them
Yeah.
up. But I thought that was really cool that they had a nutritionist there. Okay, so they had 50 candidates that they picked for their 2-week boot camp. So that's why their process was so drawn out and forever and ever and ever.
Well, also, they did the hashtag Take Me to Finals.
That's right.
Are you going to talk about that, or did I cut you off?
No, you're fine. One of the guys who I was really impressed by that did that challenge, he made the team.
So you would hashtag Take Me to Finals.
Yep.
I don't know if they sent them you have to do it to this song, or...
I know you could upload whatever you wanted for that challenge, and then I think they didn't really make it clear who won the challenge, but
I was going to ask, yeah.
I didn't at least see any announcement of that, but they did get to bypass, I think, the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
Which is cool. But even once they had their finalists that did that show, then they picked 50 of those people to go to boot camp. That's what I'm thinking. You pick the squad when you do a big old final show, right? But no. They select 50 to go to boot camp. And then they learned 5 routines. They had workouts. okay, this just sounds psycho, but they had full body exercises, like running ramps at the stadium, strength and conditioning drills that they had to do as part of this boot camp. They had public speaking training where they had media practice and interviews. Like, so basically, if we send you to Good Morning America, like how to handle the questions that we get asked most frequently. So they had that was part of their boot camp experience.
It was like a cheerleader army.
Yes. And then they had team unity drills where they did like scavenger hunts and getting around the team facility or the stadium. So they had to find things throughout, which I think is a really cute way of bonding and all that. But that happened as part of their boot camp. And then from there, they selected the 34 cheerleaders, including 2 males.
Yay.
Driss and Steven. So Driss is the guy that I think I sent you that did that, Take Me to Finals challenge. And he did it to Beyonce. And I just thought I had no idea he was over 6 feet tall. He's this huge guy. And then Steven. So they had 14 rookies, 20 vets. I just remember thinking this is the most extensive process probably outside of Dallas Cowboys.
Your hand probably cramped writing all this down. Like, wow.
I'm just trying to get through it, but it was very intensive.
So their team selected finally? Or
yes,
they're going to select it next year?
After you survive.
Take the SATs, do this. Get an interview with Trump.
Is that not intense? I mean, we obviously know, Dallas Cowboys process is, I know
that's my next one. I crossed them off because everybody knows. And if you don't, just type it in. Making the team DCC.
Yes. This sounded very DCC-ish in terms of like how much they had to go through to make the team. So...
Right, because what do they call it on DCC where you make training camp?
Training camp.
Yeah,
exactly.
So they kind of made it to training camp. And how long was training camp until they selected?
2 weeks boot camp.
Was it like every day or is it more like their normal schedule?
I don't know, but they did a hell of a lot. So I'm imagining it was every day. But just, for people, this is why the research is helpful to know what you're getting yourselves into, especially if you're traveling from out of state to do these auditions, knowing like what kind of time commitment that you'd be looking at.
I think it's kind of necessary for them. I think that any team that kind of appears at Super Bowl more than once, like within the last 5 years.
6 damn times.
Yeah, then it's like you kind of have to weed out you want the best as well.
Right. Super Bowl caliber team. Championship mindset, all those things. I just thought, damn, couldn't you save some of this shit for like after they made the team, like build them up so that they're prepared? It's not like you just, because think about it, like, you don't always hit the ground completely running. You ramp up. Like during the summer, that's when you make the team. You're training away. You're learning all these routines. I mean, unless you're weeding out people who you don't think could hang.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of crappy to like make them really bond like that, like scavenger hunt and stuff. What if you like found your best friend and now it's like, I made the team and you didn't?
I know, after all that crap.
But hopefully they're mature enough to continue a friendship after that. But it's just still kind of navigating that is difficult.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the boot camp idea. Pick your team and you're stuck with it.
And then do a boot camp where it's like we're getting in shape together and we're bonding and we're learning a bunch of stuff because it's going to be for the team the rest of the season.
And if you pick somebody that can't hang or just had a really bad attitude,
cut them.
And bring back make somebody's life happy. Call somebody back who didn't make it that you really like if you really made a mistake. I wish they really did that too more often, but really intensive process. So you skip Dallas. Who else you got?
Okay. I have the Broncos.
Okay.
And I felt like they really gave great tips online. So kind of like what you're saying, do your research, look at the website, see what they're telling you they're looking for, what they need. They basically said, come in the best dancing shape, do some dancing training, be physically your best. And if you don't make it this year, come back. It just wasn't your year. And under those bullets, they had like more information. And it kind of seems like basic tips, but kind of like what Mhkeeba said, it definitely gives you an outline of what they're looking for and where you could grow or see what else you can work on in between auditions. I thought they had really good content online and on Instagram, and they had like a huge final production.
Oh, really?
Like even the lighting package, I was like, whoa, like it just had, Denver Broncos cheerleaders. And it just kind of reminded me of the few years we did the big production for our calendar unveil.
Oh,
it was like that.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, but again, such a cool opportunity as a finalist, even if you don't make it, to have that performing for family and friends to cheer you on.
I know.
So it's kind of cool.
Would you rather have an open audition or closed?
I feel like in the moment I would probably prefer closed, but thinking back and, at the request of family and friends, they've been like, it would have been so cool to see you, and watch. We did have the webcast, but it wasn't the same. I don't know if it would make me more nervous or not.
I feel like my performance would have been even better if
you heard people cheering for you.
Yes.
Like, what if you just had the woo? like one person, and you're kind of like, shit, that girl next to me, like a whole section exploded. To me, that like makes me think, ugh. Do you think judges pay attention to that, or?
I think if the crowd is cheering for their favorite,
they look at them.
Yeah, but you know, and you're going in groups of 2, so they don't know who technically. But you know how families get. It's like they scream your name and hella loud, and I don't know. I think it would be kind of cool. I like when they're open to the public, actually.
Yeah, because calendar unveiling was.
You're going to be performing for people, so you might as well do it now.
True.
I don't like fan open voting and all that kind of stuff, getting into the mix. But I do like the idea of like, because you really get to see how entertaining people are when they're performing for someone versus judges sitting at a table.
Right.
So the Saints.
Okay.
So I thought some little observations, and I'll keep it pushing. But their audition attire was just all black, tank tops and long leggings. No crop tops, no booty shorts, none of that.
Okay.
I think the finalists, it looked like they were in a white tank top and black leggings, but it was definitely, we don't want to see your body.
Somebody upper management said, cover those girls.
Yeah. I mean, we also know what happened, obviously, last year with the Saints and the lawsuit and so forth. So they're making changes, but all the way down to audition attire. I don't know how maybe you can hide whether you're in shape or not because you got on some black suck-it-in leggings. Who knows? But
well, and maybe in the uniform episode, if we do it this season, we can kind of look at what they wear. And I know the one girl we saw at Pro Bowl, she kind of wore, not a shift dress. Is that
it's
the right?
Shift dress?
Yeah, shift dress. So, you know, your midsection is covered. I think they have other options, but like they have that one piece black with the belt. And then I've seen the shift dress. So maybe they're definitely going in more of a let's cover them up kind of look.
And you can have a gut.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
That's fine.
I could continue to eat my pizza.
But I thought that was cool that it made it all the way down to what they wear for auditions. So other thing that was pretty cool was like they were inside of their like indoor practice facility, right? And for interviews, they had like a table, like think of a job fair. So there was a table with one person sitting there and you walk up to the table, shake hands and sit down. They actually had that on video of 2 of the girls approaching a table. So I don't know if you like make it down and talk to each person for an interview, but that was interview style was one-on-one at a table. Here you are walking inside of on turf in your business attire.
Oh, no.
But
a little
I thought
disconnect.
A little weird. But they said they had an NFL test and they had to list out all 32 NFL teams. They had questions about the Saints. So that's part of their interview process. And one of the good tidbits, like you just mentioned, of what they're looking for, they said they're looking for people that have great energy, that radiate positivity, and your eyes are just drawn to them. Like they're just so fun to watch, and because their energy is contagious, which I think that's what you really kind of have to be a pro cheerleader. I feel like you got to be like, I can't keep my eyes off you.
Right.
Or you should strive to be that. To me, if you have that quality, you're making a team.
Yeah, it's showmanship.
Exactly.
Like, show up.
Show me what you're working with.
Exactly.
And so they selected 3 male cheerleaders, 32 total. We have Jessie back, and Dante and Dylan are the new male cheerleaders on that team. So now they're up to 3.
Wow.
And yeah, I think it's just welcome to the New World Order.
Mm-hmm. So I have the Detroit Lions. They're like 3 or 4 years in of having a cheerleading team, so they're kind of new to it. But we did notice that Mary was very involved with teaching the choreography.
And she was their Pro Bowl cheerleader, right?
Yep. I noticed a lot of field stuff too, like I was talking about with the other teams.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. It would be intimidating, but it definitely gets you a feel of kind of like what you're saying, the projection and the showmanship. Can I see it from a few rows up, and can I see you from far away? But it was really fast-paced and dance cheer type. I noticed a calypso in there at one point. I'm just like, wow, they're going for the technique.
Yeah.
Pretty intense. They also had some great tips. The most important performance quality is confidence. Good posture, be strong, controlled, and just always smile. So
tips come in handy.
Yep.
I had the flight crew from the Jets.
Cool.
And again, like you said, pretty basic process. You know, they had the kick combo in there, and you know, they also taught choreography that had to be performed immediately after. So another like get it and spit it out kind of situation. They had a 15-minute interview with the director. They had 90-second solos for their finals, so they really gave the contestants an opportunity to really showcase what they're good at, which I kind of like solos. I mean, I didn't watch the Dallas Cowboys show that much, but I like seeing the individual personality of the dancers, and So I think that's kind of cool.
Because they get really creative in DCC. Like, they have full outfits that, like, match the song and the mood. It's really cool.
Like, if you're going to do an actual show that's open to the public, to me, it would be cool to have solo performances. And not everybody's, like, loves choreographing their own stuff, but I just think it's a chance to showcase, like, what you're good at and maybe make a different impression than you would if you were just doing choreography piece with 5 other people, you know?
Right. And it's an opportunity to show, like, a style that is not going to be used throughout the season to stand out. You know, if you're highly technical, go that. If you're really hip-hop, do that.
Exactly.
It'll show that you're really versatile.
And it's almost like, would you rather, like, have a solo performance or do a group of 2? For me, it's like, even if you're doing, like, the choreography that's taught, if you're able to do it all by yourself and it's the Mhkeeba show, I mean, I feel like...
You just are really confident, I think.
I don't know. I think I'd prefer that than, like, even having somebody next to me, because I'm not really feeding off of you.
I need them, man. I forgot it. I'm blacked out. I need to see them in the corner of my eye, like, okay, we're trending the same. A little bit.
I mean, I want
it's a
that
marker
when I'm
for
part
me.
of the team, you know? Like, that's when I'm like, okay, it's not the Mhkeeba. Well, it's always the Mhkeeba show, maybe. I don't know. Is this why I love Candace so much? Because it's like, she takes over. She still dances well with other people, but she totally reminds me of me. It's a Scorpio in us.
She's the showmanship queen, for sure.
For sure.
Like, you can't take your eyes off her.
No, I probably don't have that quality back when I used to be doing it. But
yes, you exuded that confidence. Like, look at me.
Like, watch. That's my mindset, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, so I would love the solo piece, I guess is what I was getting at, but I didn't know if you had a preference. Like, you would prefer to dance with someone else?
Well, I really liked our process, actually. And I don't know if it's because I went through it so many times, but we did have an opportunity to do a little bit of your own solo.
Couple 8 counts.
8 counts, but, like, I felt like that was enough.
Maybe
versus
a 90-second routine.
Yeah, a 90-second routine where I have to, like, really stress about it.
It's
and
like
maybe
come
hire
up with a sideline.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because that's the length of them. Okay, good point.
And especially coming in maybe with someone that doesn't have a bunch of, like, choreography in your brain that you could scramble up and, like, re-spit out. It would stress me out quite a bit.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. And then, you know, think about, this is really mean, but when you are going in pairs, the competitive spirit comes out in me.
Oh, got you.
I'm more forward than them. I don't care. Or I see that they messed up. Haha. Like, you know. I literally think that. And to me, it makes my smile, like, get bigger. And then I'm like, yes, I'm killing it. And she can't, you know, or she messed up, or what is she doing over there? You know.
And you think of these things in the moment?
I think so. Kind of like, yes, she messed up.
Oh.
Or like, she's off, you know.
Because it's like, yeah, this is my spot that I'm getting.
Right.
I get it.
And a lot of times those girls I danced with made it too, so it didn't really even matter.
Well, it looks beautiful when they dance well together and they're all both on and they're both really good. It's like you don't choose, you just pick both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did have a little bit of both worlds. Mm-hmm. We had I keep forgetting that we did have a solo.
Yeah, that was your favorite part. And I'd be like, what do I do? And Mhkeeba's like, do this, and drop it down, and do and I'm like, whoa, Mhkeeba. And she's like on the ground, whipping her head and her booty in the air.
Oh my God.
You love that.
I
that
do.
pike move you used to do? Yeah.
That was fun. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, that's all I had on the Jets.
Okay.
They picked 35 women, no men.
So I have the Houston Texans. They had a lot of info online.
Okay.
So they basically outlined their pay structure as well, which is $7.25 an hour.
Federal minimum wage. Okay.
I just think we're really spoiled being in Seattle.
Yeah, because our city has a lot higher minimum wage. I don't even know what we're at right now. $15?
Yeah, it's $15 for minimum wage. So that's a little crazy. Wow, I'm not making that much more than minimum wage. Anyways, take that out. No, I'm kidding. But it's a lot bigger gap than being a cheerleader in Texas. Like
half, pretty much.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Half.
Anyway, their Pro Bowl did make it back.
Okay.
And they have 36 girls. I did notice that their like final roster photos, they looked very airbrushed. I showed them to you, and I was like, they didn't look like themselves. They literally look like doll skin. And like they are beautiful, and like the Texans girls have always been known for being like bombshells.
Right.
So I'm like, why are they?
At PRO, like it's just like you're a real life Barbie
Yeah.
doll.
But they put a weird filter on it. Check it out, guys. Let me know what you think. But I just thought there was kind of a weird filter, and I especially noticed it because a girl that I danced with my last season, Milena, has made the team. So she moved from Seattle to Houston. And looks stunning. I'm super proud of her. I texted her just before we started recording. But yeah, I just was kind of like, you picked naturally gorgeous girls. So why filter them out?
Yeah.
You know, just something I noticed.
And, you know, while we're on that topic, roster photo shoots and backgrounds. Like, I just feel so bad for the brunettes. I'm being one of them. But, like, when you have such a dark background for those pictures, this is like your debut shot, and half the girls that are brunettes, you can't
like
make
a
out
floating
their hair.
face.
It's a floating face. And even sometimes with the white, stark white backgrounds, when you have a white uniform or people aren't really tan and you're just seeing all these harsh contrasts. But anyway, just something for people who aren't listening probably to keep in mind. But
yeah, check it out online and let me know what you think down below.
they're definitely airbrushed, though.
Yeah.
It's actually...
distracting.
They didn't need it.
They didn't.
They look perfect already.
Mm-hmm.
Airbrushing doesn't make you look more perfect. But then this is the world of, that's all people do is do filters and tweak things and make eyes bigger. And
yeah,
it definitely looked
true.
like it was
altered
photos.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So again, that's it.
Okay, Oakland Raiders, another one of my favorite teams. I just can't help it. They had their preliminaries and semifinals last week. Final auditions are happening today. We've had some of our listeners reach out and let us know that they made it to finals. So congrats, ladies. We're pulling for you. Best of luck today. They had a 30-second freestyle for their preliminary round and taught a short dance routine that they performed the same day. But the finalists have been practicing all week long. And to learn the finals routine, they had interviews actually the day of finals. So you have to arrive to finals today in your business attire or cocktail.
Oh my gosh.
Business attire or cocktail. I think that can go either way. Like, which
so wait,
one
finals are today?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. I
Wow.
feel like I had literally nerves just shoot through my body just because I was realizing it was today. But yeah, so they have their interviews and then they change into their dance attire to get ready to do the final auditions.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have to do a follow-up update on how the Oakland Raiders shape out.
Awesome.
Why do I feel like a little proud mommy? Like, yes. Like, go Raiders.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Indianapolis Colts is my next one. I gave them 5 stars because their schedule online was like outlined to the hour. Like, when you show up, you register at this time. We're going to start warm-ups here. We're going to do this here for every stage of auditions. I was like, this is so nice because I think that takes away a lot of stress and like worry of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to show up. What are we going to be doing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. I'm scared, whatever. So they have a final showcase and a finalist workshop that you're required to go to. Mm-hmm. You weren't a fan of one of their songs?
Oh, yeah.
That was a Colts, huh?
And it may have been from Twitter. They just had certain
snippets
of it. But yes, there was some song in there that I just kind of...
And I'm like, that's Queen. And you're like, no way. And I was like, yeah.
I didn't like it.
Well, I think I have more of a rock and roll background than you, right?
You know everything. Anytime I'm like, who sings this? But
Shazam. But... But another thing I thought was cool, kind of like what you're saying, we've said it multiple times, but I'm going to say it again, just like to do your research because they offered if you pre-registered, they had like an online form that you could fill out, like, hey, I'm showing up to auditions. It was free, but if you showed up day of, it was only $25.
But hell yeah, you do that shit online.
Yeah, a lot of teams started to charge for you to audition,
yeah.
To cover the cost of hosting this audition. So might as well get it for free, unless you're one of those people who's like him and Han up until the last day.
Well, having helped with Seagull's auditions, like right after I retired, you don't want to be filling out paperwork when you get there.
No.
Like, I know that some of them make the forms available online for you to print out.
Right.
But it's, if they haven't made it an online form, but you just...
Did they,
that's just a day that you just want to just like show up.
Yeah.
We're already ready and not have to do stuff. You want to just have your little package of materials with your little photo and your application, or one less thing to have to worry about.
And it shows professionalism.
Yeah.
Like, did you read online what was required for you to bring?
Yeah.
You're not going to be like, I'm going to bring my photo tomorrow. Well, you might not be here tomorrow, and it might be because of this.
There are those people that
like, stop being so forgetful.
My license at home. Oh my God. And it's like,
are you 12?
Did you drive here? Or,
right.
So anyway, I agree. They should just take advantage of,
yeah.
And the more organized and buttoned up an organization is, especially with their stuff online, that definitely can give you a sense for probably what that team, how it's run.
Yeah.
So have your stuff together.
And I was going to ask, did the year you helped, was it like, here, grab a sheet, or were they
had extras in case people didn't
forgot it because they knew people did?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just saying that staff like you noticed that. Maybe you noticed those girls who were very forgetful didn't make it.
And I didn't notice whatever happened to them. But it's just those impressions. All those things matter.
They do.
They didn't ask me for my feedback on anybody.
And you wouldn't do that anyways.
I wouldn't. But it's just, you're on from the minute you walk through the door. And those things kind of, I think, give you a good indication. Like if I were the director sitting there collecting things, I'd be like, just a mental note so I can just be aware of it or keep an eye on it, just of how
it's a life skill. Again, we're talking a lot of life skills this episode, but just be prepared for whatever you're doing, because that's like half the battle, honestly. Right. Come on, get it together.
Get it together. Philly Eagles.
Woo!
Eagles. Eagles. Okay.
You were so excited to talk about them.
I was, because why was I so excited? Well, you know what? Okay, so I was excited because I thought that they had their whole show online and I was ready to watch it. It was an hour-long show, but it was all of their on-stage presence section of the competition, because they really were doing like a pageant style showcase for their finalists, and the only portion that was online was when they get up and introduce themselves. So I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see the whole thing.
What were they wearing?
Cocktail attire.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was they brought them out in a group of 10, and one by one they had 30 seconds to introduce themselves and share an interesting fact. So it was basically brag about yourself in 30 seconds.
Elevator speech, per se.
Yeah, and I didn't get through it all, but they did have a very thorough show that was put together. They selected one male cheerleader named Kyle.
Okay.
And he, we're having some links below so you can see. Sometimes with these articles, they showcase how great of a dancer these guys are that have made the teams, and he's one of them that was like, okay, I see you, Kyle. So
yeah, okay.
But I just have to do a shout out because I'm a little bit of a fan too. But Kayla, the Pro Bowl cheerleader for the Philadelphia Eagles, made it back, and her dress was this fuchsia goddess dress that was so beautiful. Okay, so
you're gonna have to show me.
It was so pretty. She's just stunning, and she cut her bob even shorter, so
really?
She's super sassy. Yeah, she just looks amazing balls. So anyway, they selected 36 cheerleaders though out of the 61, and Kyle will be the first ever male. I mean, Philly's an interesting crowd. I went to law school there. I really, for all of the guys that have made the teams, I think one of them, I don't remember who, that reached out to Quentin and Napoleon for advice before auditions, and they just kind of warn them that, expect to hear sometimes not the most positive stuff from fans and people out in the community. And Philly's definitely a market where I'm like, oh my gosh, how is this going to go? Because,
a little bit of a rougher city.
Rough as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, so wish him the best. But, he just also has one of those personalities that just kind of like radiates. So I just, how could you hate someone that just seems so positive and loves what he's doing? So good thing for him. And I just hope Philly behaves themselves, obviously. But anyway, it was over a 5-week process, their whole entire show. But it looked like, from what I could tell, that final audition showcase had an on-stage presence again, like we mentioned. They had a fitness routine.
Oh, this is what you were excited to talk about.
So,
yep.
I don't know technically if the person that made the routine is the person that was a guest judge, but they had Sean T, the little fitness dude, who's like, pump it, and like, I just...
Hip-hop fitness.
Hip-hop fitness. So he was this guest judge, and I'm guessing that he must have made up this fitness routine, because I was like, what does freaking fitness routine mean? Like, I thought they were going to, like, model, and so from this photo gallery, it looks like they were hitting poses. They were doing exercises
like
part
yoga
of the routine.
poses? I don't get it.
I have to show you. It's really, I want to know specifically what they had to do. But there's a picture of some girl grabbing her leg and having it behind her in like that stretch. It looked like a yoga looking pose. And then Kyle was on the floor looking like he was doing some push-ups. So I think they were trying to maybe suss out their fitness level, but I don't know what a fitness routine looks like unless they learned some Sean T fitness choreography and had to do it. Which they were all, like, for that section, they were in workout attire. So you had your own little workout, little outfit on, like leggings and like a little whatever.
Right.
Kyle had on like a tank top and, but I think they had to work out on stage, which I think is really awkward and weird. But
maybe it was like, show us your fitness routine. And he was going to analyze. That's weird.
I don't know. I think they all had to be doing something choreographed. That's too long to throw into a show. Maybe that's why the show was trimmed down to an hour.
Sometimes I do some squats, and then like I pet my dog, and then like I lean over here, and then I eat some nachos.
Sean T choreographed a fitness routine that they had to do. Could you imagine? Maybe he was like, I'll be a guest judge if they do a fitness routine that I can
Or
use.
Maybe they're going to push out a like fitness video or like YouTube thing, and so they're like, Sean T wanted to partner with them. Maybe he lives out there or something. And so he's like,
somebody's going to give us the
I want to pick from this team that is the finalist who I want to be on my show.
Because did you know, like,
that's confusing.
Aisha Francis was one of his dancers in his videos.
Shut up.
I'm not even kidding.
The hip-hop fitness?
Yes. I think they're friends or
No.
something. And Aisha Francis has been in his fitness videos. Yes. So somebody anonymously reach out to us and let us know what the hell went down during the fitness round, because I'm dying. I
Okay,
wanna
well,
know.
there's a side note too. Sorry, I'm totally cutting you off.
no.
I must have seen Aisha way back in the day when I was in high school, and my team started Cruise Control. It was a hip-hop dance team in Eatonville, Washington. Okay, so what did we do to come up with choreography? We freaking watched hip-hop fitness. What is it called? It's not hip-hop abs.
Hip-hop abs and Shanti.
Not hip-hop fitness. It was hip-hop abs. And like at the end, there was like a section, it was a DVD, you could select like teach me choreography, and he would teach you a dance, and my dance team totally stole that and like made an opening dance routine that we performed at CenturyLink.
Are you serious?
We got to perform because like our high school was playing there or something, and I just remember it was my lip gloss is cool, my lip gloss is popping by Little Mama. And we were in the center of the field like doom doom tch.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Thought we fucking killed it, okay?
But of course you did.
Hip hop
It's
abs,
Shanti.
Shanti, full circle.
Holy
So funny.
cow.
We got to find out this like fitness
I want to
routine
know.
though. I want to
what it
know.
was. And then they also had like a dance category, obviously.
Like something like that. Who knows?
I guess they dance.
Yeah.
But I'm dying to know what they had to do for the fitness category.
That's cool.
That made my life. Okay. Anyways, what's next?
Okay. So we have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
They had a mandatory audition like prep class, and you had to pick one of the dates. It was a basic setup besides that mandatory audition class, which is
okay.
kind of weird, but maybe it's kind of like to see who's going to show up, but it's mandatory. So just a few other things I noted is that their roster, they've selected their team. So I didn't see anything like crazy. They didn't have Shanti there or anything. But it sounded like just kind of a basic setup. But what I really liked is when you looked at the roster, they had their 4 captains first.
Nice.
So it kind of sectioned it out.
recognition.
Some recognition because, most teams have some kind of captains or leader or whatever.
And they don't get.
You don't know. So why not recognize them? So it said captains. I had those 4 girls. And then within the rest of the team, I noticed that Jada, their Pro Bowl cheerleader, made it back.
Oh, great.
So yay.
Okay. Awesome.
You have all the good ones.
Well, the next one I had were the 49ers.
Okay.
Let's just put it out there in terms of who made it back. Our girl Kayla made it back.
Yep.
Which is awesome. So
Congrats,
we don't have to go down
Kayla.
to San Francisco and kick anybody's butt because
Yep.
she didn't shut up and dance. She was the cheerleader who kneeled during the anthem, and so I was very excited to see her back on the team.
Yep. She had to go through all the same stuff as everybody else. I saw her in her interview attire on Instagram and stuff.
Okay.
So it didn't seem like vets or anybody got to just show up at the end.
Right. Gosh. Well, what do you think about that? We didn't have to do interviews.
We didn't, but I think that for some
Returning
people,
vets. Yeah.
I think it should have not been required, but maybe at the end of the season before auditions, you
Like
could
a
have got
post-interview type of thing?
yeah, and
Post-season
just
interview?
then the director could be like, if you do plan on re-auditioning, I was hoping that this would improve either
That
your
would be
fitness
good
or your
feedback.
dance,
Yeah.
whatever it be, maybe all of it, or I noticed that promos you aren't that engaging, so if you do want to come back,
This is what I expect to see.
this is what I expect.
Because you always hear that, the returners have even more scrutiny and this and that, but I think that feedback is helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
So that you at least are put on warning of what you need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yay to Kayla. They had over 200 women show up.
Wow.
And 40 were selected. I thought their photo gallery of their new squad was pretty cute, their new clique, but they had these little crop jerseys on.
Oh, cute.
Which was cute. I had to notice the trend, right, in looking at all the pictures, but lobs are just everywhere. You remember, I feel like there used to be the signature NFL look was just this long hair.
Right.
Long hair don't care. It was just a thing, but I swear, every woman I was scrolling down is just this same lob. All beautiful women, didn't look airbrushed, which was nice. There were a few that had this bright platinum blonde looks going on. So I just think the Bay Area is just kind of really interesting. I think you can just have your own sense of style. But I actually did math because I'm a dork, but there were I had 42.5% had lobs. That's almost half of the damn squad. Anyway, I only did it to make sure that it was a real trend because I was am I noticing things wrong? Anyway, I think I got a little hyped after the survey. You're looking at me yeah, that's a bit much. Anyway.
You noticed a trend. That's
I noticed
fine.
a trend. And again, one of our listeners that reached out made the team as well. Thanks for reaching out and letting us know that the podcast has actually been helpful. Hopefully this episode's helpful. Hell, we're all over the damn place.
So I have Kansas City Chiefs.
We talked about Kansas City on our I'm Every Woman episode too. We gave a whole big breakdown of their, because they were one of the first few to go through the process too.
Got it. Well, I know that you mentioned them because we were hella jealous that they got freaking hair and makeup done at auditions. That would have been so nice to
Seriously.
See what that kind of makeup looks on you. They're going to make you look how they want you to look.
Right.
Like, such a cool thing.
Seagulls are the next one, the Seattle Seahawks cheerleaders. And this is one that I found to be so surprising because, we know the drill with all the information that's typically up every year. And I know they had audition workshops. We saw them post about that. But they have gone dark, completely dark on their process. And I know that they went through their preliminary and semifinal round. Mm-hmm. They didn't have any pictures of the semifinalists or finalists. I just thought it was very different from how they've run it in the past, at least the way that they promoted it in the past. So they've had final auditions as well. We know they happened. People have been posting that they made the team again, but no squad group photo.
Nope.
No
webcast, because I was like, hey ladies, we're
gonna watch you.
We're gonna watch it and cheer for you, and the pedestrians crew was gonna watch it. And I was like, what time? I knew when finals was, so I was like, hey guys, is the webcast thing up yet? And then someone was like, they're not doing it this year. And I was like, wait, what?
It's crazy.
I mean, the webcast, come on, it was kind of outdated, but it was a way to view it.
Right. It was the only way to view it, but it's just shocking to me that there isn't any information up. I mean, we know the process of, yes, it does take time to do uniform fittings and to do a group squad photo, but I'm just shocked that there isn't even at least a gallery of the finalists, like the one that they did where they had us be barefoot and crap. But, they obviously have some pictures because that's the picture that the girls posted when they said that they made the team. It was, I think, the photo shoot from finals that they did individually, but there is no gallery, nothing on social media. It's just been very quiet. So excited to hear because, maybe they're making some changes. I don't get it though.
We've heard some things through the grapevine, let's be honest. So
okay, is this truth behind the Poms?
Yeah, it's truth behind the Poms. It sounds like kind of like a revamp. Yeah. So very sadly, our owner, Paul Allen, passed away last year. And so when things like that happen, it kind of falls into the hands of other people's opinions of where they see the team going. So there's going to be a lot of changes, point blank period. I think that's all we can say because anything else is just gossip.
Right.
So,
but we hope the changes are
for the better.
I hope.
What
if you didn't know that shit going into it and you audition and you're like, what the hell is this?
Everyone's going to be a mascot. It's going to be like, wait, what? Could you please put that up there? And I just think it's kind of sad because what a freaking amazing accomplishment to make that team, whatever it's going to become, and to not celebrate that or hype it up online. People need to get over it, whatever, social media and stuff. But it's come on.
You don't get to that moment to really announce, and it's going to feel very, very much after the fact. These are the last few teams that are going through auditions right now. So it's kind of sad that auditions close at the end of April, and it's going to be the end of May before there's ever really an official squad announcement. And let's be real, some of these squad announcements or these videos that they're doing of, showing the roster are really cool.
They are really cool.
So, okay, Seagulls, I just hope it's really super, super exciting and cool when you finally tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, and if you need any help, you know where to find us.
Our hotline bling number is, no, I'm kidding, we don't know it. But anyway, that was mine. I was shocked that there was
nothing
much
really to say.
I don't like it.
Maybe it'll be when we took a longer break, we had people being like, where are you guys? Hey,
what are you doing?
We miss you. And we were nervous about that. Maybe the same's happening for them,
True.
So maybe it'll be even more of an explosion of attention and stuff like that when they finally resurface.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Okay.
The next I have is LA Chargers, and their open auditions is May 19th. So they are one of the last few to select their team.
Wow. That's late.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why did, anyway, why did they do that, Brittany?
I don't know. They said that they have a free open call. They're going to select 60 finalists, which I thought was kind of weird that they're this is how many we're going to select. How do you know? What if the talent shows up and you kind of want to see how 80 stack up against each other? Anyways. And then they say they announced the final team online.
Oh, well, the Patriots did it that way, too.
Really? So you just, load the page and, shit
They were
yourself?
like 12 noon p.m. It's going to be posted online because I think they did the boot camp, and so that was their way of. I think it's still weird, but just
It
having
is
the
weird.
names, and Philadelphia Eagles did it that way too. I thought.
What do you think about that? I think that's kind of cowardly. Like, you can't
Say it to my face.
Yeah,
No.
say it to my face. Say that you don't want me. Because then what? Now you not wasted. Oh, wow. You had that experience that lasted weeks on
It just
weeks.
seems
Impersonal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. I don't understand the point of that, or maybe they just don't want people asking questions. So
Yeah. Anyways, they basically only have open call straight to finalists. So they have an open call, they cut to the 60 finalists, and you'll find out online.
Okay, thanks for joining.
Yeah, but if anybody's interested, LA Chargers, their auditions are coming up. It's free to show up. You know, you'll know rather
Let's
quickly.
talk about the LA market though, like because you have the Rams. Let's be real, the Rams stole all the spotlight. I feel like in LA last season because of having Napoleon and Quentin, but
And the Super Bowl appearance.
yeah, but maybe in terms of timing, like do they just purposely wait till they're done and just get who's left over? And I mean,
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Because to me, I feel like maybe it's because I haven't built up in my mind, but the LA Chargers uniform is like
So
kind of
cute.
my ideal. I love that like high cut skirt. It's stinking cute.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, it's LA. Everybody on their team is drop dead gorgeous.
That's true. It shouldn't be like second class
shouldn't.
citizens. I'm just curious why wait so late.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're in LA and things you auditioned for the Rams didn't work out, I mean there is another team that you can potentially audition for and make. So
True. So we will see what turns out with that.
yeah,
But that's kind of exciting. So
definitely. Well, I have the Tennessee Titans next. They're also a late comer in the whole auditions game. They're actually going through their open call this weekend, the May 11th and 12th. And this is what's so interesting about them. I think this is new, where they have 3 different roles that they're trying to fill: dancers, stunt flyers, and stunt basses. So
wow.
they actually said that they're seeking athletic performers of all genders to showcase dancing, stunting, and tumbling skills and exuberant personalities. So maybe this whole circus format is what I'm calling it, of like doing the most in a game, is creeping into the NFL as much as it is in the NBA, where they're wanting more tricks and flips and shits and giggles. Okay, so
Sounds like they're going to be more like the Ravens then.
yeah, they want to wow the whole stadium audience, is what they say. They're going to be creating a new performance that does that. So
Wow.
maybe that's what the Seagulls are up to. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're going to come out with some,
Fireworks and
you know what I mean? Can you
doves
can
out
you
of
see all
cages?
this shit happening in the rain? I mean, granted, we have the UW dance team, like the cheerleaders that are at the University of Washington. Come rain or shine, I think they're out there stunting and stuff. But I just think we have so much going on in CenturyLink. Maybe it depends on the stadium. But the space that the cheerleaders occupy is not very big, very crowded. You have photographers, you have team personnel, coaching staff, etc. You have all of the media and the equipment that they're using. You have a moving cameraman that will run your ass over if you're ever at a Monday Night Football
There's
primetime
no
game.
room.
There's no room, and so I hope they're thinking about that when they try to add all these other elements of crazy to games. Like, do we have proper placement for these types of activities unless it's all happening on the field? But
And slash with all these teams doing different stuff and adding guys and doing this and doing that. It's like, why can't there be the constant? The one that stays the same. That doesn't mean that you're like afraid of change or whatever, but why can't there be the classic one, and why can't we do what we do the best out of everybody? And that's have amazing, talented women dancing their heart out.
I mean, go
know?
Dallas. I mean, because I feel like you aren't going to
That's
convince
true.
the Dallas Cowboy
That's right.
cheerleaders that
And
they're
it's
going to be
working
changing.
for 'em, okay?
Yeah, okay. They make probably the most money out of all of the cheerleading programs. And I don't see them making a change, and I'm almost like salute them, because it's like
Perfect.
yeah,
Then
'cause
we
this
have
is what-
them. Everybody else can do what they want. But I just feel like they're like the proof, and they're
Yeah.
like I don't know what to say. It's just like they're the ones that are showing how everybody should be doing it. And
Yeah.
for some reason, people haven't caught on. But not to say that other teams shouldn't be having these opportunities for people, and that like guys shouldn't be cheering. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I just think it's like it's
There's
becoming a
nothing
freaking
wrong.
circus.
It is, and it's also so like on trend right now. Like if any team is jumping on this bandwagon just because it's hot and popular, like you could be completely ruining a program. Not ruining it, but just like devaluing it by not respecting the tradition. There's
There
a
you
such
go.
thing as like respecting tradition and also being innovative and being willing to do new things without taking away from that tradition. And I think, to the extent Seagulls, and I'm just going to say it, to the extent they change, like revolutionize a whole cheerleading program to change it to something else, like what are you doing to that history of years and years of a program that's been built and that has developed some esteem and reputation in our space. Like, you just annihilate all of that because you want to try something new. No, you create some kind of bridge of some sort so that you can get there. And I don't know what they're doing. I'm just saying. Hopefully it's not something where you just do away with seagulls altogether. Like,
right. And why can't they live in the same space then? Like, then maybe you need to be like Michelle from the Trailblazers and be a performance team's manager. And you're going to, manage
Different
multiple
teams.
things that are going to be performing instead of just wiping something out and to add something or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a way to manage change. It's called change management professionally, where you have a strategy. There is a thing. You can have a career in change management where you help organizations deal with change and you stagger it out and you help, because people don't respond well to change. And then are you thinking about what the fans are really going to react to and how they're going to... I just think you just got to be thinking about all that stuff. And sometimes the people making the decisions ain't thinking about anything. They're just... That sounds great. Like, all these other teams are getting guys. Well, we need to get
How
some
much does
guys.
that cost? Okay, it's in budget. Send it through.
Get a new uniform. Call it good. Give them a towel. Let them shake it around, and and that's all it takes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So anyway, but that's what the Tennessee Titans are doing. They are holding auditions, and they're incorporating stunters. Their process, the way that they described it online, I found very confusing, because depending on what it is that you're going to be doing, maybe they have. So like for preliminaries, they had round 1 is choreography, round 2 is tumbling and stunting. Does that mean that you have to do round 2, or if you do those things then you make it to round 2 to just showcase that? I don't know. It's not clear. Semifinals, same thing. They have a round 1 with kick line and then round 2 choreography. So I don't know, based on the roles that you're going to have on your team, how you're going to structure your auditions process around that. Is it everybody has to be able to dance, and then if you can do this extra shit, then you go to a round that showcases that?
See,
I just thought it was
again,
weird.
You need to kind of lay that out for people, especially when you're doing new stuff, so that people can know what to expect, and then you're recruiting and catching the attention of the right talent.
Right. If I just stunt and I ain't trying to dance, and I don't want to be put in a dance routine just so I can throw a girl up in the air, I just want to stunt, like, I shouldn't be going through all this extra stuff. Like, show up at 3 o'clock and show me that you can throw somebody in the air. Or all I do is tumble and I'm really good at it in a flyer and I can't dance worth shit. Don't put me through the dance
or I'm just
portion.
a dancer. Am I going to be successful or even enjoy this experience because you kind of want somebody to like pirouette into his arms and throw you up and drop into the splits? Like, come on, what are you looking for here?
And we'll see what this team ends up looking like, but that was the Tennessee Titans. I was just like, this is going to get interesting. I feel like it's going to be like Cirque du Soleil auditions in a minute.
Right. Okay, I don't have any more.
Best for last.
Best for last.
Okay, so I'm just trying to check myself. I don't know if it's because we experienced the Redskins in the flesh that I've always liked them, though. Back to PRO days, I was always like in awe of them, always. But they're clearly my favorite, and I'm trying to be, objective and not biased. But we already talked about the Redskins final auditions process in our Welcome to DC episode that we just launched. It was our bonus episode, so we're not going to repeat all of that. It's definitely worth checking out on our social media as well if you want to see snippets of what they did. But they selected 36 cheerleaders. And the only thing I'm going to say, because, they're my favorite, they did the cutest on earth little video that showed all of the new squad members, like their clique. They did a whole cute little video to the song Juice by Lizzo, and it's just like the cutest little song. And the ladies formed a tunnel wearing their uniforms, and if the one girl that would be coming down the tunnel at a time, almost like a little catwalk runway thing, they would be dressed in fan gear, like Redskins fan gear, whatever their style was. And so they'd walk down the little catwalk while the girls are doing a little ripple or something through the tunnel. And then at the very end of the little walkway, they would take a Polaroid picture and write the girl's name on it, and would be like right on cue with the music. Cute little poses. Nobody had like a busted picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just so cute to see their like style, both in terms of what they wore, their personality. One girl flipped down the tunnel and then just hit this cute ass little pose. I'm like, Stephanie, can you stop? Like,
yeah, I was like, we know her. We know her.
She's so freaking cute.
She
and
is.
I guess she used to cheer for the Titans.
Oh,
Jelena
wow.
was saying.
Okay, I think I knew that. Mm-hmm. That's right.
But yeah, so like all our faves, just watching them come down. I mean, I'm obsessed with so many of them. Like, you can't.
And to see the new rookies just totally like settle in, and like you would never even know that they're rookies now.
It's a total blend, and they just seem like they're having the time of their lives with their bonding. They're about to head to Mexico to shoot their calendar and everything, and it looks like they get to invite their families, for crying out loud, and to just enjoy that experience experience with them seems so cool. But I really thought, the videos are definitely on trend of introducing the squad, and they just came and killed the whole game just because whoever idea that was super clever and cute. And just the way they support each other. Like, I love looking at the comment section of their posts because they're all just pumping the hell out of each other and loving on each other, and it's so genuine.
And they do that to us, even on the podcast, Instagram, and personal. A few of them started following. It's like just so nice to see them nice. like random photos of my dog and stuff. Like, it's just so sweet.
We love you guys.
Yeah, we really do. You guys are so sweet.
What an awesome way to end a very long and detailed show. But we have our little front runners of like, this is a cool way to do it. Cool teams that we'll definitely be watching all year. I mean, I'm just going to say it. The Redskins are on that list. The Raiders are on that list. I mean, all the teams that have selected guys will be on that list just out of curiosity to see who's on your list. Who are you really excited about? Like, I like the way they do it.
What you said. I'm trying to think. Who did I like that
you thought the Colts were really buttoned up. They have the new uniform.
Maybe I'm I think I'm type A. Oh, my God. But, I like that they listed it out. Mm-hmm. They're definitely going to be a main focus of topic about their uniform.
Yeah, because they wanted that whole look. You're more than just a cheerleader. They were focused on careers. I would say that based on your list, I would add the Colts to, one to watch and see what they do this year.
Yeah.
For sure. Who else did you have? You're probably forgetting because we talked about 50 million things.
I'm excited to see who LA Chargers decide to pick.
Yes.
Because I just love their uniforms.
Yes.
I'm excited for the Houston Texans just because there's a previous Seagal on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Who else? I'm really interested in the Baltimore Ravens because they've been doing this co-ed thing for the longest time. So just to kind of see how they're going to react. Are they going to add more to their quote-unquote show?
That's true. And
they're already in it.
Felt like they felt a little overshadowed last year because of the males in the league. And they were like, no, we've been here. And so maybe they're going to be like, you know what? Especially for teams that are adding it, maybe they're just going to be like, we set the bar on what this is like in the pros. And who knows? Maybe the directors are talking to each other and figuring out how to have a really awesome team. Because I haven't been to a Ravens game before, but they've been doing it for quite some time. So maybe they are the first in class in that way.
But the LA Rams, I think it's awesome that auditions are getting more and more broad in terms of who they're attracting. I think that's amazing. Just because everybody should have an opportunity to push themselves, and audition stress is good stress. It makes you grow as a person. So just show up, fly to Boston if you can and go to the prep next year and just put yourself out there as much as you can, because if you never make it on an NFL team, you're going to be all right. Just wasn't your path, but you're going to learn about yourself in the process. So
very, very true. Well said.
Thanks.
Okay, so it's season 3, and we got to shake shit up. We got to do, add a little stuff.
I hate change. I'm just kidding.
Change management. Okay. I was thinking. I would like to introduce a new segment called Drop It Like It's Hot. Because we do have a lot of freaking stories between us, a lot of crazy shit that's happened. We had a candidate for Locker Talk that was about her scaring the shit out of me about killing mice on her property. So we're trying to stay on point a little bit and getting to know our guests a little bit better and getting to know each other a little bit better for our listeners' sake, because I think I know the answers to all these questions I'm about to ask you. But Drop It Like It's Hot is like a lightning round. It's like come up with the first thing that comes to mind when you answer these questions. I'll try to not trip over the words and I ask the questions, but...
So it's like Plead the Fifth with Andy Cohen?
I think so. I don't watch TV, so yes. I think
so.
Okay,
it is.
It's like a question and you have to answer it, and you have to answer quick. You can't deliberate too long.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Drop it like it's hot?
Drop it like it's hot.
Favorite musical performer that dances or uses backup dancers?
Chris Brown.
Okay. 80s or 90s dance music?
80s.
Game of Thrones or Real Housewives?
Both.
Pick one.
Game of Thrones.
Okay. What personality trait has gotten you in the most trouble?
My humor.
What actress would play you in a movie?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Ooh, I like that one. Okay. Cake or pie?
Cake.
But you had pie at your wedding.
I didn't have any decisions.
Okay. What is your spirit animal?
Mermaid.
Okay. They're an animal. I guess they are an animal, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Well, human. Okay, peacock.
Oh, I like that one too.
Okay.
Favorite pizza topping?
Jalapenos.
Favorite Disney princess? You thinking too hard?
I am. Ariel.
Okay. I was like, I thought it was Ariel. Favorite curse word?
Shithead.
Okay. And your favorite emoji?
The poop one.
Oh, see? That's not too bad.
No, that was fun.
Okay. Yay.
So people learn that I'm a shitty person with bad humor and I like mermaids.
But maybe you'll find out that somebody has the same spirit animal as you, and they'll reach out and be like, we have the same one.
That's true.
Okay.
All right.
That's the new, it'll either be lock or talk or drop it like it's hot for our guests.
Sounds good. I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for joining us today, and I am so excited for this season. I know we need to like close it up, but
yes,
we've already done 2 interviews. Not to spoil it, I'm not going to say who they are, but
they're dope ass interviews. Oh my gosh,
seriously. And what we have planned and what's to come is super cool. So definitely stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram and keep your eye out for any kind of updates with the new website.
Oh yes, we are going to definitely be blasting that. And I'm on Twitter, still lonely, but thank you for everybody who follows. I need to tweet more. It's just I just feel like it's outdated. I need to find more fights to get into, I think, on Twitter. But the debates have died down. I'm just going to be putting more random stuff out there. So
sounds good.
Pro Cheer Podcast on Twitter, Pro Cheerleading Podcast on Instagram. Our YouTube channel's up as well with videos and every shenanigan that we get into. You're going to see more of us this season. That's our goal.
Yeah.
We're actually going to like come from behind the mic.
And our hotline bling is connected to our Instagram via your phone, and our Gmail's on there too. So
exactly. Hit us up
stay in touch.
However you want. And until next time,
keep your eyes on the sidelines.
We didn't come up with another one, so that's what it is.
Maybe next week.
Next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.